calling on behalf of my mom and myself. We're looking for an attorney to represent us in an insurance lawsuit. Um, I guess to give you a fast and brief, the next door neighbor decided and pushed. My mom's 82 years old. I don't live with her. I live in New York. He he started to tell her that he was concerned with this pine that was like 140 feet high in my mom's backyard, that it was going to fall on his house because it had been hit by lightning. But my mom and I had several people look at the tree, and they said that if we didn't want to cut the tree down and spend the money, that the tree would last forever because it was like solid. It wasn't going to break or anything. Anyway, make a long story short, this gentleman trespassed on the property, went into my mom's property with guys that he hired, telling my mom that he needed to do this because he was afraid that it was going to fall on his house. And when he went into my mom's property with the three guys, the tree fell on his house. How's that? So the tree, not the whole tree, but a piece of the to be honest with you, he had his guys put tar damage to his property, and he ended up calling his insurance company, and his insurance company.
Right. So what I need to do as the receptionist is gather some of your contact information along with the description of the matter and
You're telling me that makeup made you a point
okay.
oh eight?
And that's where you could go more into detail about it. So
What policemen hesitate to share?
what is the spelling of
You're
your
telling me
first and
that you
last
put this
name?
makeup on no.
Right, I'm Joe Paradello, Paradelo, and my mom's first name is Ibia, and she's the defendant in the case. I am not on the case.
Okay, so Joanne Joe.
Right.
And last name either Paradelo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your phone number?
646-530-2. O for Oscar, T for Tom, F for Frank, I for Ingrid, N for Nancy, C for Cat, at yahoo.com. OTFINC at yahoo.com.
All right, and your mother's name, you mentioned it's D as in Delta, IA.
No, B as in boy. B as in boy, IA. Ibia.
And then what is her last name?
Paradello, the same.
Okay. And just to confirm, so this has to do with the insurance. This does not have to do with, for example, a personal injury matter?
No, no,
Physically injured?
no, this is an insurance matter.
Okay, allow me a quick minute. I'm going to put you on a brief hold and see if I have someone available to take your call. Just one moment, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
On the other side of temporary pain, you meet your other self. If you can survive the temporary, you'll meet another version of you. If you keep on
the elements of that before I would rule on that. But in its form, as it sits right now, that motion's denied without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor. My response to number 7, which is the defendant is notifying the court of exculpatory video evidence. Okay. I don't have any response to that, really, beyond the fact that it seems that these are videos the defendant has, and that he hasn't received any videos from my office yet, so I don't see how
I have
to
videos.
respond to any piece of this.
I have videos, both FOIA requested from the Ypsilanti Police Department and my own. I was formalizing the process for the prosecutor to build her prosecution.
To do what?
When I requested discovery items that I'm going to do following the rules of civil procedure, that's what I was, yeah.
So This last one, what are you going to do with that? What do you want the court to do?
I,
So I'm taking a
I want the court to
Hi, Erica.
find on what grounds
You hear me?
throughout the discovery process that I'm guilty of these
calling on
crimes.
behalf of my mom, who has been recently sued as
Okay, sir, it doesn't, you seem to want this process to work away. It doesn't.
It was the next door neighbor's house.
I would like to suppress them
Over to my mom's
so that
yard,
they don't
without permission of
hinder my trial experience, as I was not grasped.
The defendant showing anything to the court that he has not disclosed to the people.
So given that I do have FOIA on my CAD records for the dispatch record of police when they made comments saying there's a Huron Valley ambulance.
So while he was cutting the tree down, the tree did fall on his
Due
property.
to high intoxicants.
Period.
I wasn't dispatched.
And now his insurance company, obviously, they paid $97,000 to renovate his home from that incident. And they have turned around and they have now sued my mom by saying that she was negligent in not cutting the tree, and that forced him to have to do it. Are these people like I've never heard of this. Is like incredible. Okay. And my next statement to you is so you understand why I did not submit this to my mother's insurance carrier, is because I now have found out that they canceled her like a year ago because her roof is beyond 15 years on the house, and they would not renew the policy. And that's why she doesn't have coverage that we could take this lawsuit.
But as for right now,
Your civil procedures?
I'm trying to follow the rules of federal civil procedures, and this is my
But I believe
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so we're a state court.
So
Okay.
I
I'll try
do
my
not
best
see
anyways. And thank you for your guidance.
like
Yeah.
that,
So you
but
might
I
want to
can
start
give
there.
you the number to the Florida
Okay.
Bar Association, and they can help refer you out. Or
The whole motion's denied, yes.
no, I have the phone bar though. But
Number
I
4
thank
was
you.
to
I thank you.
subpoena
I
a witness.
found
I
your
just responded
your
that the defendant should
information.
follow the subpoena process available to him.
But thank you for
yeah,
your time.
no, of
Jeff.
course. So sorry about
No,
that.
no problem.
Then
Thank
was
you. Have a great
the
afternoon.
defendant is requesting the report produce all audio or video recordings. I said
They
he should
only
go
want
through
to
the discovery
handpick
process.
cases.
That's that motion at this point. Like, no.
That's why I don't like them. I can't. That's why I tell you I can't stand them.
The
This
people,
is
I'm not
just
exactly sure. Does the motion
they're you know
I don't know what that meant.
no pride in their
What
fucking
does
work.
that mean?
Just ambulance choosers
Any
looking for easy
statements that I
fucking money.
made,
Old elderly fucking people.
under stress to either the police officers when they were questioning me or before, after.
What do you want to do with them?
I would like to suppress them so that they don't hinder my trial experience, as I was not
What does that mean?
well, I was not given proper notice of my rights when I was detained, and I was questioned thoroughly
So
afterwards.
you have to file a motion, you have to lay out specifics as to how and or another any
Thank you
statement
for
that you
calling
made.
the Florida Law Group. If you are a new client looking to speak with an
Doesn't
attorney,
sound to me
please
like
press
was
1.
the subject
If you are
matter
an
of
existing client,
necessarily an
thank you for
incustodial
calling.
interrogation,
This call
but
may be
They
recorded
picked this
for
call
quality
up, by the
assurance.
way.
you're gonna need to lay out all the elements of that
Switch
before I
business.
would rule on that. But in its form, as
If you
it
say
stands right
you're an
now, that
existing
motion
client,
is denied
you're stuck with
without prejudice.
Make you wait.
My response to number 7, which is the defendant is notifying the court of exculpatory video evidence. Okay. I don't have any response to that, really, beyond the fact that it seems that these are videos the defendant has, and that he hasn't received any videos from my office yet, so I don't see how.
Welcome to the directory. Please enter the search tree left of your
I
target.
have videos, both FOIA requested
No
from
directory
the
entry
Police
matches.
Department and my own.
Welcome to the directory.
I was formalizing the
No
process
directory.
for the prosecutor to build her prosecution.
To do what?
When I've requested discovery items that I'm going to do following the rules of civil procedure, that's what I was. Yeah.
So this last one, what are you gonna do with that? What do you want the court to do? system work a way it does?
Maybe that's the advantage of being so say.
Yes, there are huge disadvantages because I think you
One
think
other one
you
right
know
now.
what you're
Please
doing,
leave your
but
name
you
and
don't.
number, and we will call you back in a
It's
few minutes.
become readily clear to me. You have no idea what you're doing. And so I'm going to ask you, and it's going to cause some difficulty for you. So I'm going to ask you again, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
I do not.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Locker.
Yes, ma'am. Do you guys handle insurance lawsuits in Ocala, Florida,
Motion
Marion County?
denied.
Thank you. Motion to continue proceedings. People are opposed to adjournment.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of includes several things. The request is to continue all scheduled hearings until requested testing, evidence, and hospital records are provided. So I don't have an issue if the defendant needs more time to be prepared to have a hearing, but I do have an issue if he's trying to say that he can't do anything until we see some of these medical records. So I can get a search warrant for some of these medical records and depose officers in a criminal case.
Which both of those have been denied. So by default, that would have to be denied if that's what he's asking.
I've made a note of the.
We're gonna go to Walmart now.
And then there's
Right,
a
we're
number
gonna go to
of
Walmart.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Replace that shit.
Documents and evidence. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
It's reiterating the sealing anything.
On the
So-
case,
I don't
sure.
know how that
My
sealing
mom is a
takes place.
defendant in the
I think
case.
you really need to think about getting an attorney.
My mom
That
is
part of the
a.
motion is also denied.
Yeah,
That's
to
all
make
I-
it easier.
Thank
The
you.
next door neighbor
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
has been
Well, I would
constantly
like to.
telling my mom and
I would like
harassing
a chance
my
to
mom.
amend the motion.
And harassing my mother about
You
a
can
tree
file
in the
whatever motion
backyard
you want.
that he's
But I'm going
concerned
to tell you something,
because
sir.
the tree
I'm
got
not
hit
going to
by
sit here
lightning
listening to frivolous
that it's
motions.
gonna fall on
I'm
his
just
home.
not going to do it.
The tree, first of all, is far from his home.
No, I don't care
And
whether
the
it's your
tree
intent
was
or
looked
not.
at by several companies
3/4,
that we
if
called
not
to look at the tree.
7/8 of that motion
And
that we
the
just
tree,
dealt
even
with,
though lightning
was
hit it,
frivolous.
it was so
It
preserved.
has no basis in law
120-foot pine
at
tree
all.
wasn't coming down. Nothing was gonna bring
You're
this
just
thing down.
filing stuff.
We were told that it could be
I
there,
tell ya,
and if she wants, she
I'm
could
not
cut
putting
it,
up
but
with
it
that.
wasn't any emergency or
Are
anything.
we clear on that?
Unbeknownst to us, this guy, came in,
So what do you
comes
wish
in
to
and
do now?
just
Do you
barraged
want to
my
have a
mom
preliminary
and said
exam
to my
set?
mom that
Yeah,
he
I'd
hired a
ask
crew
for some
to come in and cut the tree down.
adjournment
Because
in
he's
order
concerned
to
that it's gonna fall
review
on
the
his house.
discovery materials I
And
produced
my mom got me on the
Got
phone.
what?
that
I
I
told him,
came
I
up
said,
with
"What
through
are
my
you doing?
FOIA
You're
request.
trespassing on my mom's house." No, this thing is gonna fall. And you don't have to worry.
Board, I'm not
Professional
I'm
company.
submitting the
It's a harborist professional
procedures as
company.
normal
He's
through
here.
the
And
prosecution
we're gonna
too
cut
as
it
well.
down. We won't charge your mother
Time to review
anything.
the
What does
documents.
that mean?
But he says, first of all, we're gonna have to rip out all the
Just got the
bushes, guys.
documents and I
we're
haven't
not
been able
gonna
to
listen.
review them and I need time to
You
review them.
continue.
I don't-
I'm gonna call the Ocala Police Department.
I can't act on, decide on something and request for something.
All right, then we won't touch the bushes or anything, but the guy's on the tree already. I said, does this guy have
What do you want as an
insurance?
adjournment?
Nobody's given this guy
Response
permission
that I submitted to her and
to
she
go on
submitted
my
back.
mom's
That's it.
property. I mean, what? And
Adjournment
I
for
hang up with him,
pretrial.
and guess what happened? The tree falls on his house.
Adjournment for discovery materials.
Karma, right? But listen, but the tree.
So
This
as
is,
they were
You know
cutting
something, sir?
yeah,
Most
but
people
this is,
use
but
what
so you
seem to be
know
legal words
that this
to
is
replace them
fraud,
into a sentence.
like insurance fraud, like all
In the
around.
motion.
So a piece of not the tree, but some of the branches
in order
from
to
the tree
review the discovery materials
fell
I
over his
produced
garage
for
area.
my FOIA,
That what?
Just his
that I
garage
came up with through my FOIA request.
And you can see the distance from where the tree
Board,
was.
I'm gonna plan on submitting the
branches landed.
procedures as
What he
normal
did
through the
is he took
prosecution
those
too
guys,
as well,
these
but
guys that
I
attempted
need
to
time to
get
review
What
the
does
documents.
that mean?
trespass onto my mom's
It means
property.
I
He took
just got
those
the
guys
documents and I
and
haven't
put them on his roof.
plan on submitting the
What damage on his house?
procedures as normal through the prosecution
And then
too
it's
as
tarped
well,
up.
but
We saw it. My mom
I
saw it.
need time to review
What
the
does
documents.
that mean?
Well, not my cousin.
With my
cousin
FOIA
lives
request.
with my mom. My mom's 82, but my cousin lives with her.
AMSAT?
Yeah,
60
I'd
years
ask
old.
for some,
And he says that
for
we
adjournment
what
in order
damage
to
that
review the
caused.
discovery
What
materials
damage.
I
And then put
produced
tarps on
for
it.
my FOIA,
That what?
And then
that
he
I
went
came up
and
with through my
put, I
FOIA
guess, an
request.
insurance claim to his insurance company. But by the way, that day my mom went to the hospital with 200 blood pressure.
Or I'm gonna plan on
Ever
submitting
since
the
that incident,
procedures as
I gotta
normal
tell
through the
you, she's never
prosecution
been the
too, as
same.
well, but
Never been the same.
I need time to review the
What
documents.
In and back into the hospital with high blood pressure and stress, and I mean, they went into her backyard. This is like, my mom's 82, man. Are you kidding me? She doesn't. This is not a little. My mom lives in a $500,000. This is
mean?
a $500,000-600,000 home she has. But anyway, make a long story short. So the guy fraudulently messed up his house more, called his own insurance company, and I guess put a claim in. And now the insurance company has sued, and they have served my mother, and the lawsuit that they have served is on the tree company that he hired. My mother never met him. And the harbors
I
that he
just
hired.
got the documents and I haven't been able to
And my
review them,
mom.
and I need time to
Those are
review
the
them.
three defendants on the case. And
I can't decide on something and request for something right now in this moment.
It's his insurance.
I haven't reviewed.
They're
evidence.
suing for $97,000. I can't believe.
So all you want is
they
an
gave this
adjournment.
man
After this response that I submitted to her and she submitted back, yes, sir. Your Honor.
insurance proceeds to fix
Adjournment
the
for
house
pretrial.
that he staged. He
Adjournment
actually
for
staged
discovery materials.
more damage than the branches that fell down. That's insurance fraud. I mean, listen,
You know something, sir? Just because you use what seem to be legal words and try to place them into a sentence doesn't mean that it makes
so
sense.
my mom got served.
I understand
What I
that.
did was I wrote a short.
No, I don't think you did.
judge.
I think you were just
And
placing
said,
words in
these
sentences,
circumstances that I'm in,
thinking that
and my
because
mom's
what you're
82,
asking
she's
for
been
makes
in and
no
out of the
sense.
hospital for the past 3 months since
And if you
she had
think it does make sense,
with
then
problem
maybe
with
this
blood
court needs
pressure.
to send you for a competency. And I'm not saying that
Anyway,
jokingly.
so
This
she now
doesn't
has a
make any
lawsuit.
sense.
She was served on November 10th, and I sent the letter on November
I'll grant your adjournment.
18th, 8 days later.
Next time you'll need to fill out a sheet to do it, but I'm not going to waste the time today to do it.
Extended another 30 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, for the record, I've put the email address defendant should contact for discovery on this Post-it note, which I'm going to place here, and he can pick up. He's indicated he doesn't want to communicate with me about this case.
He doesn't want?
Oh, at
He
that
doesn't want to
moment.
communicate with me about his case earlier, so I'm not going to speak with him today about this case, but I've given him the Post-it note to get discovery.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to get this
So anyway,
going.
I
All
guess
right.
she has to
Probable
answer
cause conference.
towards the end of this.
Me.
And I read,
Me at least have some turkey before I have to deal with this again. December 5th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Oh, and then of course, here's the tragedy.
Yeah.
The reason we're looking for it.
Fine, we'll continue.
Unbeknownst to me, my mom's 82. She doesn't tell me everything. I don't live there. Last year, her insurance company canceled her homeowner's insurance that she's had on that house for 15 years, canceled her because they wrote her a letter and gave her 30 days or 45 days to update her roof. Mind you, this is a $600,000 home. It's not a hut. It's a beautiful house that she's been in for 15 years. And they canceled her insurance because she needs to do a new roof, even though the roof doesn't leak or anything. They have now asked, and if she didn't replace the roof within 45 or 60 days that they gave her, they would not renew her policy. So they did not renew her policy. So this is why we're kind of in a pickle, because again, I've been around. If she would have had insurance right now, I could just send this lawsuit to her insurance carrier.
Why is everyone spiraling?
So I'm wondering if you guys.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $30,
of course we would want to countersuit because they did damage her backyard. They've sent her to the hospital. They have trespassed. They went into her property. Did all these things without her permission or her consent. All right, thank you, man. Thank you. He'll say no, they don't take that case. Because it's not an easy case. It's not an easy case. They're all easy cases. They're all easy fucking cases.
Even the ones that want money,
They're all ambulance cases. They're all easy cases.
Jeez, there's nothing like a New York attorney in that sense. There's just something about them. They take their job really differently. And there is no Morgan and Morgan up there. I don't ever see a commercial up there at least. Right? They don't have Morgan and Morgan commercials up in New York, right? I never seen them. T-Mobile's due today for $105. They couldn't process it. Come on, let me go get one. Gotta get this fucking call. No, that is not a
that you don't pick anything up in the future because
I had it.
do you know how many times I hear that?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure you hear it on an everyday basis. I'm
Every
sure you do.
single.
But I'm the one that I am one of those persons that means it when he says it.
I'm gonna hit the pause button.
You pick up a case in 2020, and now you pick up a case in 2023. You are Frankie Farias. Mr. Farias, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year on the assault case and or a $4,000 fine. And on the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What have you guys worked out?
So for he's pleading time served on the DWI, 13 months deferred on the assault conditions.
Okay. Is this how you understand this agreement?
I'm sorry.
You have 2 agreements on both of your cases. On the DWI, they've offered you 3 days in jail, credit for the 5 days that you've done. But you need to understand that that charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. So this time served, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. Anytime you get pulled over, an officer's going to look at your record. They're going to see this. What do you think they're going to do if you smell like alcohol or dope? Right. I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would not get into a car because it is a humongous risk. As far as the assault of a family member is concerned, you've worked out an agreement. They're offering you a 13-month deferred. Deferred is a type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. You must understand, though, that this comes with an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that if you ever pick up another one of these cases, even if you successfully complete the deferred, you will be looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. You can also never own a gun or ammunition as well. You will be signing this other piece of paper here, which is a written admonition that you are ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition as a result of this plea bargain agreement as well. What you need to understand, it's firearm is a very loose term, so you need to understand. If you don't understand what a firearm is or what a weapon is, you need to talk to a lawyer because that's one of the conditions. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When you pick up criminal cases, there are a lot of collateral consequences, as you now see. It can impact you in ways that you never, ever see. That's why you need to strive to never pick up any kind of cases. And when you pick up multiple successive cases, it quits you. And now you're ending up with with both of these. Anytime you come into a contact with an officer and they look at your record, you think that you'll get the benefit of the doubt. Be careful. That's all I'm going to tell you is be careful. Now, part of the agreement on
Oh,
the
there's
deferred,
a.
you need to also
No,
understand you give up nearly every right known to man by entering this agreement. If you
you
fail to
have a
live up to the
container
terms
in
of this
your car.
agreement, we will issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in jail, and now you're looking at an entire year that you're authorized to put you in custody if you violate this. You understand? For you to complete this successfully, you have to do a Batters Intervention Prevention Program, what's called a BIP course. This is a 15-week, I'm sorry, is it 8? It's 18, right? 18-week class that you have to go to 1 time a week for 8. You don't have to do this. You can set your cases for trial if you don't want to do this. Well, look, if you have that kind of attitude and you go into it,
Attitude, Judge, is just, I mean,
All right.
I understand, you know, I messed up. I messed up. It's no one's fault but mine. I understand that, you know, but y'all really treated me like I'm constantly getting in trouble for it. I'm not. I mean, I understand. I got a DUI and I ended up catching another.
Criminal court. Did you think this was going to be rainbows and gumdrops?
No, I didn't think.
Yeah, I know, because your prime time is late.
And here's the thing, though, Mr. Fares, what you need to understand is if you think it was bad here, that's what you're saying to me now. If you think it's bad now, wait till you get out there in the free world with even more convictions on your record. Life will only get more difficult with the more convictions that you get.
I've been getting in trouble for the past year. I got that DUI in 2020. I have not been in trouble for it since then. So y'all treating me like if I'm constantly getting in trouble for it. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm really not.
How did we treat you that you're constantly in trouble? Tell me. It's no, but Nathan,
Well, it had both chicken and lamb in it.
Treat you in what way?
I mean, I'm not saying y'all treating me in any way. It's just like the way you talk to me. I have like I'm just a hardened criminal. All I did was I was young. I made a mistake. 20. I made a mistake. I was drinking. It was just a mistake.
Please do not admit to committing the offenses. We actually haven't been found guilty yet.
You mean how I'm talking to you right now?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you what to expect.
And I understand that,
and
but
I'm telling you how it's going to affect you.
And I understand that.
And I'm telling you that you can't own a gun.
That's fine, no problem.
You can't own any ammunition.
That is fine, no problem whatsoever.
If you pick up another assault like this, you're looking at 2 to 10 independent.
Oh, here? Oh, no.
But I did an assault.
Yeah, no.
I understand.
Guilty to assaulting.
But I understand.
You're not going to take
You're lucky.
If you're telling me you're not guilty, then we're not going to do it.
Lucky.
That's how this works. You're pleading guilty and admitting that you committed a crime.
Okay.
If you stand up and say you didn't commit a crime,
No,
then you're not pleading
this
guilty.
isn't like I don't. It's not a game, and I'm not going to let you plead guilty if you're not guilty. If you're not guilty, then let's try it. I'm not taking your plea of guilty if you're not guilty. That's it. You know.
At this point, I politely request that we reset this case. Short distance, have the client's appearance be required.
Well, hold on a second. How old is the case? I mean, the case is from 20. It's 510 days old. No, we set the case for trial today. That's it. And I'm not here to play games. If you're either guilty or you're not guilty, but we don't plead people guilty when they're not guilty. That's not a game that we play here. And understand, the way I talk to you now is in hopes that you don't pick anything up in the future, because
I have it.
Do you know how many times I hear that?
I'm pretty sure you hear it on an everyday basis. I'm sure you do. But I'm the one that I am one of those persons that means.
I'm going to hit the pause button.
You pick up a case in 2020, and now you pick up a case in 2023.
I'm going to hit the pause button here. What you're getting upset about is actually the language that the judge is required to say. He's not admonishing you about anything special about your case. He doesn't care anything about you. But what you're pleading guilty to carries with it these consequences.
I understand.
If you plead guilty to an assault family violence, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, as explained to you. A second offense is automatically a third-degree felony. Third-degree felony punishment range is 2 to 10. If it's a strangulation, it's now 2 to 20 because it's a second-degree felony. This is automatic, has nothing to do with you, only has to do with what you're pleading guilty to. The DWI is similar in concept. If you plead guilty to DWI today and get convicted, which is what you're planning on doing, the second one is automatically a Class A misdemeanor with a maximum punishment of a year in county or a $4,000 fine. That has nothing to do with the facts of your case and your level of guilt. It's just the fact that you are pleading guilty. At the same time, I don't like this conversation. We're walking away, and we're going to have a later court date. So you go over here.
So if you want to continue on the DWI and tee up the assault, we can do that as well?
No, Judge. With him, we're not doing any pleas. At your request, we'll set the case for trial. I'd ask for 30 days. I'll have a conversation with him. And if he wants to do the plea, we can do the plea. And he will come up here with the proper understanding.
It's not a big deal, but we either set it today or we.
Oh, I'll just set it today because it'll be long enough that we can have a conversation. Almost
So
30 or so days, Judge.
yeah, November 19th.
That's fine, but-
It's over 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that. It's just that I don't remember when Thanksgiving is. Which is a week or two after that, so we're fine.
It's that Tuesday, so it's the Tuesday before.
Tuesday the week before.
Correct.
We're fine.
Okay, 11/19 it is on both
I like it.
cases.
Is Ramona in the back? Do I need to go talk to her?
Yeah, no. Well, I'll tell them, but don't let
No,
him leave.
Nathan, you're fine. It's a good day.
Ramona.
Hi, guys, no, wait a minute. There are easier ways to get information about a place.
happy to see you home, Dad. Guess what I brought you? Guess what I brought you? That's it. That's it, Mommy. That's it. All done.
No, they just smell like cigarettes for a second when I walked in. It's just a blunt, bro.
Yeah, you can throw the
Huh?
envelope out. You can throw that envelope out.
This is your jacket.
Oh, yeah, you got this. It was just approved for $5,000 on a card. You believe it?
Oh shit.
You
You
believe
think
it?
it's real?
I don't know.
Wait. Let me see the This message is from a mailing list. No. I don't believe it. I read something about Pat last night. To Pat.
What?
Because Sages are the way we are, we like to be, we're very dirty. Yeah. Not necessarily nasty, just dirty.
Is that your excuse? That's a pretty lame fucking excuse.
That is not a fucking lame excuse, bitch. I am a fucking such. I have been. You're crazy. I am one of the most, like, absolutely all the way.
All the way what?
I am a Sagittarius. Everything about it I am. I love traveling. I hate monotony. I like getting in trouble.
I don't give a fuck about what you fucking Sagittarius or any of that fucking shit.
Fuck you. Fuck you, I do. Because exactly why I fucking did what I did at Walmart that time. Because I find it thrilling, even if I fucking like to be reckless.
You have to change that because look at you now with a big dick in your ass.
I still do thrilling shit with a big dick in my ass.
Call your dick in the ass. Yo, dick in the ass. Come on, man. Let me talk to you.
Fuck you.
Boy, these guys trying to sell. You think we got problems? Jesus Christ. On the fourth floor. That's 800,000 for the night. What is today's date?
What's today's date?
The 25th?
Yep.
Today's Monday, right? Tomorrow I got a appointment.
It's the 25th.
The 3 floors on his house. ¿Aló?
¿Qué hiciste, mija? ¿Pudiste hacer algo?
No, nomás hablé con 3 abogados.
¿Qué hiciste, mija? ¿Pudiste hacer algo?
No,
Y
nomás hablé con
de la
3.
casa no hiciste nada.
No, bueno, sí, hablé con el mortgage company que está sujetando tu de eso, pero no. Ellos te van a llamar para atrás y te van a dar el nombre del banco que tienen. Te van a llamar para atrás y te van a dar el nombre. Pero te van a llamar a ti a tu teléfono a decirte y te van a mandar el llamar a ti a tu teléfono a decirte y te van a mandar el llamar a ti a tu teléfono a decirte te van a mandar el llamar a ti a tu teléfono a decirte
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit or personal debts may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum payments could.
The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time with cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a .20. If I remember correctly, this is a DWI, and there's a fatality as a result.
Yes, sir.
Can you please read me what happened?
Yes, sir. This crash happened back on December 24th of last year. Officers were advised of a four-vehicle crash at 5:37 a.m. on the 6300 block of I-45 South here in Harris County. Investigators observed massive damage on a Chrysler, indicating a head-on impact. Massive force damage on a Mitsubishi, indicating a T-bone impact to the driver's side. Officers spoke with a HFD firefighter who was on his way to work and observed the Chrysler strike the Mitsubishi.
Green.
Or do you want to go into my JP and see it?
Yeah, I'll see it. Just that my phone's just charging.
Tyler Peters sent it.
It's the one for $1,099,000, right?
It's 722, 732, 734.
Yeah.
Were you able to view the information in my prior email? Please let me know your thoughts. Thanks.
I'm assuming she sent financials.
Yeah. Hi, Joe. It was nice speaking with you today. This is Tyler Peters of University. Click here. Please click here to view the listings in the LoopNet. Here we go. A brief summary is as follows. Income is $119,000. Estimated expenses is $68,000. And the estimated net operating income is $50,000. What are you going to do with that? Cap rate is 4.7, including the management fee.
The Chrysler cut in front of him, causing him to swerve to the right and hit an Amazon truck. He states that this defendant was the driver and sole occupant of the Chrysler, and the driver of the Amazon truck confirms the wheel witness's story. Was on his way to work and observed the Chrysler strike the Mitsubishi. The Chrysler cut in front of him, causing him to swerve to the right and hit an Amazon truck. He states that this defendant was the driver and sole occupant of the Chrysler, and the driver of the Amazon truck confirms the wheel witness's story and stated that he clipped the Chrysler as he was coming to a stop. The complainant was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. Officers observed an unopened beer can in the driver's seat of the
Since yesterday.
So I'm going to do 5 o'clock.
You might as well have been on some nice old cocaine.
Chrysler. This defendant stated that she was the driver and that she struck the vehicle. They observed a strong odor of alcohol in her breath, red glassy eyes, and slurred speech. She was transported to the hospital.
Oh no.
And a DRE arrived and she was and she waived her rights.
Not really, actually. I hate the way I hate
She
it. No, I hated it.
stated that
I just thought, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm fucking making jokes.
SUV was
I just thought about it.
stopped in a lane.
It doesn't make it a joke. I said, I don't like the way it makes my nose run.
She tried to swerve
I was
to avoid hitting it and then crashed.
She was like, I was like, no, I'm not interested. She said, why not? I said, because it makes my nose run. I hate that shit. It makes me feel like I'm getting a cold. I also don't like, I don't want to have to I also don't want to have to sacrifice shit like my body, like nose, runny nose and shit, just to get high. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not interested in like the speed high. What are we? How do I get coke? There's a drug for young people. Old people don't want
Yeah, no, all I think about now is how I gotta blow my fucking nose and I wanna fucking do that shit.
No, old people want to be medicated.
You got it. I wanna be comatose. I always tell Pet that I wanna be comatose. I just don't wanna be comatose. I wanna be smoke my blunt. I wanna be comatose on a doobie. I have my preferred fucking yeah, medicated. I wanna be herbally medicated.
There you go. You got enough friends to buy food a week.
Yeah, you had his and you had a lot of mine. Oh, one more. That's it.
Oh boy.
That's it.
That's it. See you later, Frank.
All right, bro. Yes. I smoked one. I had she left yesterday, remember? She looked at it. She saw it. She looked at it. She saw me drink. I'm gonna leave that to you. There's it. Like, they give me some whiskey. So once I was certainly, as I was certainly expecting that receipt, boy, up and down. So bad. I gave her 12%, really. If you want to say that, I gave her 12%. Honestly, it was like, she could have. We were ordering it. She's ordering a lobster tail. You obviously can tell this fucking black bitch is not eating a fucking ribeye. It was she was tired. Really wasn't serving. She wasn't the greatest server. Old lady. She was tired. I gave her fucking John. All right. Yeah, I get it. Oh, it's dark as shit, man.
into the other vehicle. She admitted to consuming 4 to 5 12-ounce twisted teas and smoking marijuana.
And alcohol in the car while she's driving.
Yes, sir. SFSTs were done. She scored 6 out of 6 on the HGN. She did not have vertical gaze nystagmus, and officers observed a lack of convergence. They were not able to do the walk and turn and one leg stand due to her injuries of a broken arm and sternum. There was a blood warrant and residual search warrant that were done, and her blood, Your Honor, came back at a 0.025 for ethanol, and she had. Yes, 0.25, yes, sir. And then she had marijuana and cocaine in her system.
And what's the offer worked out?
We worked out an 18-month probation offer with 7 days as a condition, Your Honor.
That's not the fact that there's a dead body in this case. Why is it not an intoxication?
It's a causation issue, Judge. We looked at it for an upgrade, is my understanding, because the other vehicle was on the roadway. Legally speaking, there's a causation problem, Judge, so that's why we came to the agreement that we have the families on board.
I'm not sorry, I'm not gonna say it. You have a dead body here. She has cocaine in the system. She's got foods in the car while she's driving, and a dead body. I'm not done with that. No, we're gonna have to do something else, but I would be remiss a week in jail where we have a dead body.
Yes, sir.
And to me, just because you're 9 months pregnant doesn't factor anywhere in my mind, Ms. Sanchez. Ma'am, look at me. While you're about to give life, you took someone else's life. I'm sorry. How many lives are now ruined because of this? Not only yours, how about everybody else? Every single day in Harris County, someone is maimed because of the DWI. It's sick that we lead the nation in fatalities. And I don't know why they can't prove causation to charge you with intoxication manslaughter. But to me, a week is insufficient. It's not enough.
Yes, sir.
So
We'll go back to the drawing board and get
go
it.
back, but I'm ready to set this case for trial now. So unless we can work something out today, I'm saying it gets set today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Manslaughter. But to me, a week is insufficient. It's not enough.
Yes, sir.
So
We'll go back to the drawing board and get
go
it.
back, but I'm ready to set this case for trial now. So unless we can work something out today, I'm saying it gets set today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I understand that a fatality did occur, but the reason why they weren't able to charge my client with intox manslaughter is because this accident was unavoidable. If you were
unavoidable,
yes, sir. At the time of this accident, it was unavoidable. What ended up happening is that the deceased party spun out in front of her, and she was just going straight. The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle
with cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a 0.20. Let me ask you something. Have you ever done breath test? Have you ever blown into a breath test machine? Have you ever done those wet labs? You ever done that?
Okay.
I'm serious, really.
Okay.
Have you ever done it?
I'll go one further, Your Honor. Before being a defense attorney, I was a lieutenant with HPD.
Okay.
So I'm above and beyond. I spent 3 years doing accident division. So not only did I do years picking up dead bodies, and that is a true and factual statement I'm making before the court.
I did, as part of training when I was a defense lawyer, I went to these classes where we took the breath test machines apart, did all kinds of experiments, did these drinking wet labs where you drink and then you blow into the machine. And the one time we did it, we downed a bunch of booze and I blew into the machine and I was lit, right? And I blew a 14 and I was lit, man. And all I did was I blew a 14, right? 0.14. She's at a 0.2.
0.025, Judge.
.025.
.02.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought you said .20.
No, sir, no, it's .025 with the cocaine and THC.
No, so she's not 3 times or 4 times over the legal limit, yeah?
We were discussing about Ms. Sanchez. We were discussing when for you to do your jail time. Should we have you do it immediately to where you have the baby in jail? Is that cruel and unusual punishment? But then again, is a dead body cruel and unusual punishment? You know, what's fair? What's not fair? I don't know. All I know is that you're charged with DWI. There's a dead body, but they just can't prove causation, and that's why you're not charged with manslaughter. But the fact remains is that we have a dead body. How do we reconcile that? You know, you're pregnant now, and I truly hope that you've treated your body well throughout that pregnancy. Because if you haven't, and you've used anything while you're on probation, you're guaranteeing yourself a life of babysitting of a potential baby that will have developmental, potential psychological, physiological issues that you'll have to babysit for the rest of your life, which is punishment in and of itself. It's not fun. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. The agreement that you guys have worked out is 30 days in jail as a condition to probation for 18 months. As part of the probation, does she have any prior DWI staff? Any other criminal history?
Juvenile history only, Your Honor, but nothing DWI.
What all were you wanting done on the probation? Correct.
Yes, sir. We are asking for DWI education class, a victim impact panel, guardian interlock, no refusal, no drugs or alcohol, random UAs, 80 hours of community service, and a $300 donation to MAP.
Is this how you understand the conditions, Ms. Sanchez? I will keep you to it strictly. I'm going to monitor you myself. You will report to me here to the court so that I make sure everything gets done well. If you are not in compliance, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will be put into jail, and then you'll be facing up to 180 days in jail. If you test positive for alcohol or any kind of drugs, I will put you in a treatment facility in the jail. Do you understand, ma'am? No alcohol, no dope, no driving. You must have what does she have now? Does she have a scram right now? Do we know if she's had any violations while she's been on? I don't think so,
I
right?
don't see any, Judge, no.
Okay.
She has a scram device at this time, Your Honor.
We're gonna have to figure out something about as far as the baby situation with the interlock or with the portable device. I will follow the state's agreement here. But like I said, I'm keeping you close to me. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail if you ever pick up another DWI. Do you understand? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, a possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Hey, if you go to the repeater panel, you get the education class. Did you say victim impact panel?
Yes, sir.
How many?
One.
One victim impact panel. You will be required to do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill those conditions. Guardian interlock, no drugs, alcohol, Random UA. When are you set to deliver, ma'am? What day?
August 28th.
When do you think we should do the time?
If I could request anything, Your Honor, it'd be the beginning of the year, in January 2025, the start of the year. That gives her time to nurse her baby and everything else.
She must get it done within 6 months. Okay. All right, ma'am, how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? And we'll find you guilty. We'll send you to the disagreement. Good luck to you, ma'am. Please see the clerk. Right, I'll let her choose a date. She has a that you don't pick
Now the internet is usable again. Pi.org is a web browser extension that lets you decide what ads you see on what websites. But here's the twist. For every ad you opt in to see, you yourself get a little kickback by watching ads on those.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of When I'm Feeling Down. I just watch body cams and all of a sudden my life doesn't seem so bad anymore. This one involves a boat, an unhinged mother, and a couple of baby daddies. And unfortunately, children who deserve much better, but this is the world we live in. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and subscribe if you're into butt stuff, and if you're not, you know what, I'll let you subscribe anyways. Here we go.
It's a beautiful day on Lake Chautauqua in Wisconsin, where one woman's temper is about to really rock the boat.
Lake Chautauqua, Wisconsin. They got the pontoon boat out. Kids are in the swimsuits. This should be a wonderful day with the family. Unfortunately, some parents just aren't capable of allowing that to happen.
Listen, sit down and talk, okay? I'm telling you to sit down and talk right now.
Dude, and you're telling me you're taking my kids, but you don't even know their dad's name. So...
Maybe I misspoke on the father's name of the caller, but both fathers, I spoke both of them.
Why would you call the dads of my children?
They called us. That's why we're here. They called us.
I have, and my lawyer said that I get them until the date that is on my phone. Okay. My lawyer said I get them until the date that's on my phone.
You're looking at 34-year-old Alicia Orzel, mom of 3, who was just informed that both of her kids' fathers have called requesting the children be returned.
We can't just come and get them. I need That's like isn't that like a civil matter?
That's between you and the courts.
Yeah, okay? I have kids.
Stop yelling. Stop yelling right now.
So right out of the gates, we got a messy situation. There's clearly some sort of custody battle going on between her and 2 baby daddies. Both of the baby daddies apparently called the cops to go get the kids from her. I don't know if that's because she has them outside of her allotted window, or if she might have said something or posted something or done something to make them concerned for their own kids' safety. What we're about to find out, though, is interesting. Let's keep it going.
I don't even know the name of the
Stop yelling right now. Sit down. Sit down and talk.
No.
You're scaring the children.
You're scaring my children. You're scaring me coming here telling me you're going to take my kids and you don't even know the name of the dad.
Police know the man, seen here with Alicia, is allegedly behind the initial reports. Let's see what he has to say.
See, this is interesting because...
Dad, do you know why we're here? You can speak up too, sir, because I'm pretty sure you know why we're here.
Talking quietly.
With that man seemingly unwilling to fess up, Alicia decides it's time to make a phone call.
First of all, what a spineless jellyfish. Good Lord, if you're telling me that he's the one, what I'm understanding is that he's one of the ones, or the guy that initiated the call initially, like you're on the boat with them, and instead of like dealing with the situation, you called the cops to come and take the kids away from her? I'm so confused. And then there's a second baby daddy in the picture. And then when the cop asks you, like, what's going on, you don't have the nuts to speak up and say anything. You just kind of like sulk back and, oh God, these kids don't stand a fucking chance, you spineless loser. I'm really jumping to conclusions. I know nothing about this man. Maybe he just doesn't want her to get heated because she knows how she gets. I don't know, but she's about... What I'm understanding is that he's one of the ones, or the guy that initiated the call initially, like you're on the boat with them, and instead of like dealing with the situation, you called the cops to come and take the kids away from her? I'm so confused. And then there's a second baby daddy in the picture. And then when the cop asks you, like, what's going on, you don't have the nuts to speak up and say anything. You just kind of like sulk back and, oh God, these kids don't stand a fucking chance, you spineless loser. I'm really jumping to conclusions. I know nothing about this man. Maybe he just doesn't want her to get heated because she knows how she gets. I don't know, but she's about to call the lawyer here.
I'm calling my lawyer.
That's fine. But we're going to take the kids.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not.
Kids, you guys have life jackets? Can you grab your life jackets? We'll get this straightened out when we get back to the house, okay?
It's okay. You're okay.
Moments later,
poor
Alicia
kids,
gets
like...
a hold of that alleged lawyer. Let's see how far that gets her.
So the next 2 minutes, Alicia's on the phone with her lawyer. It's hard to hear what she's saying with the boat engine in the background, but by the sound of it, she's not getting the answers she had hoped for. The police wait patiently and even kindly suggest she stop swearing in front of the kids eventually.
I'm supposed to let my kids go to these random cops to show up on a boat?
Alicia, stop swearing.
As respectable as that is, judging from the nature of this video, a couple of swears are probably the least of the children's worries.
Police decide they've had enough and board the pontoon.
Alicia, you're gonna go in handcuffs.
Please, I don't want to. No, Mommy, I don't want to do that, Mommy.
It's okay. You guys can come across.
As always, my heart shatters into 1 million pieces when there is kids involved in these body cam videos, because no matter who wins a bitter custody battle between an unhinged woman and her baby daddies, the kids...
EVE Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands of
just lose. Now, initially I was like, what kind of person calls the cops in this situation instead of dealing it with themselves? But in hindsight, I'm wondering, maybe sometimes there's probably a history of erratic behavior and probably fights that I'm sure the kids have been subject to. And, cops in these situations, when they come and try to help out, they're almost always super empathetic with the kids, which is great. And as scary as it might be to have cops there trying to control the situation for the kids, may be better than having an unhinged blowout battle between the two parents or the three parents, the baby daddies and the mother, with no mediation, and that could get out of control. Certainly it's the type of thing that maybe that's happened before, but...
Go ahead and step right down here. I can hold your hand here. I'll step right down towards me. There you go. All right.
That's all right.
Can you grab that blue light jacket?
Maybe you should know what the you're gonna say before you come here. Come in here saying the wrong name of the fucking
Clear why, because you can't handle the situation with any sort of poise.
Sorry, I misspoke, Alicia.
Yeah.
Come on, and I'll help the other one put that orange one on here.
And all of a sudden,
We want.
I mean, this is fucking insane. I can't even, as a father, I can't imagine being on a boat with my kids, and all of a sudden cops roll up and they're like, "Yeah, we're just taking your kids. See you later." I'd be like, "Fuck, you are." That said, there's obviously either precedent or something going on. Like they have good reason to do so. I don't, we don't know the exact context leading up to this, but Jesus, man.
This is all stuff to take to them.
Pay that back.
Why are they not coming up here? I don't get to see them again.
They're not here right now, no.
So you guys, you guys were just coming to get their stuff? Like,
Yep.
I thought Greg was coming up here and I would get to say goodbye to my kids.
Here's the deal, ma'am. If you wouldn't have acted the way you did on the boat, we would have put in that
Obviously
position.
not if you're not letting me say goodbye.
Ma'am, if you wouldn't have acted that way on the boat, we would have we would have brought him here, we would have done whatever we needed to.
100%. Every time we watch these videos, it always comes down to the fact that it would have been so much easier. The situation could have gone so much smoother if the person in question just had an ounce of self-restraint and emotional control. Like if you could just realize that by being standoffish and treating them in the way that you did, it makes them less willing to want to cooperate with you, and they're just there. They're going to do the job they need to do and get out of there. If you were amicable and were like, "Hey, well, can we talk about this? Why?" Like you probably could all went back together and you could have said bye to your kids and packed their little lunch for them to go back to their dad. Like this is the problem with parents that don't have any sort of emotional control is it just the kids bear the weight of it, and it's fucking sad.
Police are able to get most of the kids' stuff, but a missing booster seat soon reopens a can of worms.
Oh, Jesus.
So, can we get the booster seat out of your truck? Can we get the booster seat out of the truck?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, is there anything else left in there? I'm not coming in. If there's anything else that she wants to bring out, or otherwise we'll get out of here.
There's no way she can say goodbye to them.
They're not coming here. It's.
Could we meet in town?
I don't think so.
Call Greg. Get a hold of Greg, see where they're meeting. If you can get a hold of Greg, it's going to be the Olden White House.
If the dads are okay with it, that's fine. But
Yeah,
right
that's
now, yeah, I can at least grab the seat quick.
It should be unlocked.
Okay. All right.
He's in.
All right. I'll come back in just a minute and kind of see what's going on. All right.
Thank you.
Officers grab the booster seat and return to talk to the man.
You gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah, she's got to go. She's destroying my house. I'm down 2 TVs and a bunch.
Destroying your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's broken glass in the bedroom. What she fixing all the bed she's on.
Has she hit you?
Yeah.
When did she hit you?
Yesterday morning.
Abusive relationship from the female side. This is a very, what seems like a clear case of just an incredibly abusive relationship from the female side, which sucks. Abuse in any form, regardless of who it's coming from, is always tragic.
I'd really not get involved in it this time, man. So be ready, boys. She's gotta go.
Come on, we're not trying to take her anywhere. We just. But if there's a problem here, we can't leave you with it either.
Yeah, I can't.
Does she have somewhere she can go? One of these vehicles hers?
Yes, but she won't leave.
So you want her out?
Yes.
We can get her out here for you. If that's what you want, we can have her removed.
But then she's going to come back, and she's threatened to kill all my family at least 12 times.
Oh, podcast I did on my podcast channel last. Fistful of Rocks uses brass knuckles, and she's threatened to kill my family like 10 times. Good Lord, dude. I just did in the last podcast I did on my podcast channel last week. I was talking about a toxic relationship that I was in previously, and quite frankly, after hearing that, my relationship maybe was not as toxic as I thought it was, because what the fuck? How do you Oh, God.
You're having the kids taken away from you, and the only thing that she could do is get them into Mike's and Greg's hands.
Your mom.
They don't want to do that.
What are you guys doing here?
We were just here to get some of the stuff.
Dad, right now, Ted is.
I got a problem, guys. Just go home. Like your dad said. I got a problem, guys.
Alicia makes a dramatic exit, but police aren't far behind.
This is wild, dude. We've reached the inflection point. Say it every time in these videos. When there's people like this that are just emotionally unstable, it's like it just kind of bubbles. You see the behavior's bad, and then they hit the cliff, and then it's gonna be just fucking absolute unadulterated chaos from here on out, if I had to guess.
Don't hit my dog!
Dad, I'm here. I can hear you.
Not kick
I am talking to my dad for a second.
Then talk. I'm gonna stand right here while you do it.
Dad.
After allegedly kicking that dog, the suspect continues her conversation.
I want to talk to Ted privately.
No, you're done there, please.
Mom, Dad, stop.
Dad, stop it, Dad.
I don't care, Dad. I'm saying something. I want to talk to Ted privately.
It isn't gonna help, please.
Dad, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the officer. And got back from him.
You were kicking.
Please.
The dog was in my face.
Okay. You're not talking to him privately right now. That's not how it's gonna go.
Later in the court, just cooperate with Ralph. Are you still with me or not?
I need you guys to come up here, Dad, and help me. I have a lot of stuff.
Police give our suspect time to talk, but eventually decide it's time to move on.
Well,
if I was Ted, I'd be like, hell yeah, Dad and Mom, get over here, help her. Get her stuff. Bring a fucking pickup truck. I will have all that shit bagged up in trash bags and ready to put in that pickup truck the second you roll in here. And when she's gone, I'm going to go get a restraining order, and then we're never going to see each other again. I don't know if Ted, if he's like one of the baby's daddies, maybe they have a new kid together and she's got some older kids with an ex. Just a whole 275-degree microwaved bag of shit show going on with this lady.
we gotta come up with a solution for what's going on right
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
do.
right now I'm talking to my dad.
now. Okay. But we can't stand here all night, so we gotta come up with a solution now.
Okay.
Okay?
So you guys are gonna stand here while I grab everything that's mine?
Well, I'm gonna give you a couple options. Okay? I'm sure Ted is nice enough to make arrangements so you can get the rest of your stuff, get what you need for tonight,
Reasonable.
and you go,
Get out of here.
or you're gonna have to go with us, because you can't stay here.
I will give you a stick and a handkerchief, and you make one of those little vagabond handkerchief sacks full of your belongings and get to kicking a can, please.
What were my options?
I said you can gather up the stuff you need for tonight, and you can go.
You can leave.
And Ted will make arrangements to get the rest of your stuff
Why
to you.
can't Ted and I go through everything together and you guys just stand there?
Because we don't have
Why
the length
do you
to do that.
think?
You're going to have to make other arrangements if you have that much stuff. So your options are you get what you need and go, or we're going to take you. And I don't want to take you. Okay? I would rather just do this peacefully.
And survey says, what did she choose? I'll give you one guess. If you guessed peacefully, well, I'm sorry, you just have not been paying attention. But if you guessed, let's get the taser out, now you might be onto something. Let's.
Alicia starts to gather her things, with one item taking high priority.
I need some medicine and I need some.
It's right there.
Yeah, I know where my medicine
He was in your way. He was in your way. I was just trying to.
I'm going to show you guys how my style went from this to this. All I had to do was fill out a style quiz. It asked me different things like my fit preference, any troubles I have while shopping. I get to try on everything at home and return anything that I don't like for free. You guys have to check it out.
The medicine. Yep. Might be time for a dose, honestly.
Amen.
Was a whole.
Am I allowed to take any of the weed or no?
There is none.
Well, you're not allowed to possess it, so no.
Wait, oh yeah, Wisconsin? That's so funny, dude. Like how there's still states it's illegal. The cop's like, well, you can't even possess it, so no, you can't take it.
I'm not worried about it. Get your stuff.
No, I'm getting half my weed.
You're not taking it with you.
Well, actually, technically, it's not mine though, so.
It doesn't matter whose it is. You can't legally possess it.
Right.
Smart.
Police follow the suspect into
like,
the
"What the
basement,
fuck are
where
we
she
doing?"
continues searching for the marijuana in front of police, despite it being illegal in Wisconsin.
It looks like they're in the middle of a basement right out here, maybe painting the kids' room. We got a purple, a blue wall. Looks like that's probably not going to go the way they had planned as far as building a budding life together there. You know what? Maybe if she finds the weed, just let her take a couple tokes and maybe we can iron things out here.
There. Wonder what she did with it, Pat.
Love her priorities here. This house is
What
nice.
about my couch? I want this in my truck.
We're not worried about that today. You need to Ma'am, I just gave you your options. You get your necessities and leave on your own.
I'm trying to find them. I lived here for over a year. I'm looking for my
You know, I felt bad all the way up until she said.
Alicia gives up the
Literally
search
just gave herself
and
up
returns
and said,
to
"I
the
gotta get
closet.
my weed."
Man, you couldn't
Are you
find the
fucking
weed?
kidding me? You're
Out
until
of
the
all the
cops gotta
things
get
you
some
fucked up today, Alicia, I thought you'd at
You
least
gotta
be
get
able to
weed.
know where you kept the Tide
Seriously.
Buds, but you're just 0 for the century.
This situation goes from bad to worse.
Uh-oh.
Do you think you could bring me some tubs?
You like ratted on yourself.
Some what?
I don't think you need
And
that
coming
much,
from a
do ya?
pothead, I'm a
Some
pothead.
tugs?
I'm
You're
totally
supposed to be
against it. She just like gave up her fucking stash. Now I can't come back and get it.
And all my military equipment, all my military files. I'm gonna need more than this.
I'm going. I'm going. I'm going.
Tubs, Ted. We bought tubs.
Tubs.
With a lid on
Ma'am, you need to stop yelling.
it. Is he retarded or he doesn't understand?
This is-
we bought
ma'am,
tubs. We bought tubs.
This is your last.
I said tub, Ted, not a fucking laundry basket. A tub has a lid. That's for the laundry, Ted. Are you retarded? Ted, the goddamn tubs! Where's my weed? Where's my weed? Where's my weed?
If you continue to yell and swear, you are going to go into custody. I've had enough.
Swearing?
Yes, I've had enough. Get your stuff and let's go.
I'm getting my stuff. I'm allowed to swear.
You are not.
Freedom of speech.
Uh-oh.
This close.
Yeah.
Get your stuff.
I got in trouble doing the same you do. I mean, I got hurt doing the same you do.
Get your stuff.
I'm
Let's
getting
What the fuck does that mean?
Quit telling me to do it.
I have brought tubs.
Oh, now you want to bring tubs.
Please load the tubs.
After repeated attempts to hurry along our
Ted is just a
suspect,
battered dog, dude. This poor bastard. I mean, when you're in a really toxic relationship and
Honestly,
you've moved in together and lived together for a while, it's like you just get
she's guilty. You only see a guy taking the suitcases and the plastic bins and say, "Here you go. Here you go. Put your clothes in there, please. Hurry up." If she's done something really fucked up.
get so emotionally, and in this case, it sounds like physically beaten down that you
Yeah,
just
he's like, fuck this.
You can tell he's just defeated, and it's too bad. Like, and I'm not exonerating Ted. Like, certainly, maybe there's an element that he plays into their dynamic, but sometimes you just gotta run far and long and never look back, Ted.
Officers decide enough is enough.
He don't get in trouble for all the things he has, but I get in trouble. That's so funny. That's so typical of you guys. Huh?
You're talking shit about men until in front of two men cops. Like, everything you're doing is just gonna get you further and deeper down the rabbit hole.
You're in trouble. I took you to jail a long time ago.
Would have.
You're trying my patience.
Yeah.
Get your stuff and let's go.
Do you not see me getting my
I
stuff?
told you to get your necessities.
And I'm getting my. You see my necessities?
That's not necessary.
My medicine, my stuff from the military.
Lemonade, pet,
I never
insurance. 3 words you've probably never heard used together. A drink.
He's like, fuck this. We're done. Oh boy.
It always ends up this way.
Oh, we're kicking. We're kicking. Oh, no.
Police deploy a taser
Oh, the red
after
dot.
Alicia allegedly hit one officer multiple times.
Yeah.
Turn over on your belly now.
Oh, got him.
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
You know what's crazy? She's not screaming from the pain. She ain't screaming. She's not in pain. She is not screaming because he's tasing her. That bitch is literally looking to kill somebody.
Hands behind your
God
back.
screams. Honestly, I think that if they didn't, like you can say what you want about the engagement there, they've been dealing with this woman all afternoon, and if they didn't do something, she would have been getting her stuff for the rest of the day. And probably she was just waiting and pushing and waiting for something to happen, clearly.
Let the ambulance know.
And there are people like that. There are people that actually they enjoy being, I guess, punished is the word. Spanked, beat, things like, you know what I mean? Like they do things to people to a point so the person can't hurt them because it's I don't know. I guess it's how they get off.
Ma'am, what conditions you?
Don't even talk to me.
Okay.
Dad, this is the second time they jump all over me.
Jesus Christ, she's still on the phone with her father?
Getting my stuff.
The fuck? She's. Why are they letting her still be on the phone with her father? I don't understand that. I've seen other videos where it's like, yeah, your phone, no thanks. And at this point now that they've engaged and she's cuffed, like, how in the world is she still on the phone with her father? Did he hear the tasing?
The second time they jump all over me.
Honey, yeah, just just take the yeah, just don't.
You see, the father's not even saying anything, and he's just
resist it.
Yep.
All right, are you done being tased? Okay, just do it. Do what they say, honey. I know.
I knew a father that paid for rehab. He put a second mortgage on his house to put his daughter through rehab. She was an alcoholic, and she'd call that man every day and tell him how much she knew he hated her. But the dude put up a second mortgage on his home to fucking put her through rehab. He spent $150,000 to put her through rehab for alcohol, and she blew it, and she still fucking went back to alcohol, and she would call him every fucking night and tell him how much of a piece of shit he was.
Well, we're at 3.5 hours now on this phone call. Why don't you know what? Just call me when you get to jail. That would be great.
I was getting my stuff. I have to let them talk to me the whole time I'm getting my stuff.
Ted, the fucking tubs with the lids, Ted! How is she supposed to put her stuff in a laundry basket? She just got the tubs 10 seconds ago. Let her get her stuff and put it in the tubs with the lids. God damn it, Ted.
The relation is that. Is there someone available to talk to? That's her dad right here on the phone.
Yeah. Hey, I'll talk to you in a couple minutes.
Inexplicable that her dad has still just been on speakerphone this entire time. What is going on?
Sir, we got to finish this. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you in a couple minutes. We ready?
Okay. You want to come grab her then, and I can roll her out?
Yeah.
All right. Roll her on your left side first. Okay.
We gotta get them probes out too, so.
Okay. Roll her on your left side, okay?
Yeah, you see all these bruises on me? That's what you guys did to me the other day, too. That's what you guys did to me the other day,
I wasn't here the other day.
Yeah, well, all these
Wow.
bruises on
So, again, we didn't have contact.
Are you older than 18? We're looking for motivated people to take online cybersecurity classes. If
Going into this, clearly maybe they responded to a domestic a couple days ago, it sounds like. Maybe when she was using rocks out of the driveway as brass knuckles while she was beating her boyfriend.
Alicia is led out to a patrol car where she's headed for jail, now with multiple charges.
Yeah.
Anything on you that's gonna stick you, poke me, hurt me?
Maybe, I don't know.
Go ahead and take a seat in there.
So this she's at least cooperating now, which is interesting.
Alicia Orzel was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and misdemeanor disorderly conduct for domestic abuse.
Yeah.
You all right? Yeah, I'm good. A couple times. Rowan's right here, and a couple times in the back, but I'm good. Ian should be just about here. Okay. I'll have him follow you up. I say, if you just get her there, I will do the rest. Yep.
And as for those children,
Look what I got.
Oh, yum. All right, cool. You guys want anything to drink? You sure? Okay.
that nice officer took them to get ice cream while they waited for a guardian to arrive.
What a guy. Just tragic, as always. She was clearly unwell. You know, she wasn't as bad as some of the people we've seen, like after they got her subdued. She wasn't resisting after she had the cuffs on, the whole 9 yards, but she was clearly combative and just made the situation way worse than it needed to be. But that's no surprise given the history of some of the things we heard about the abuse, etc. The punchline is always that no matter what happens between the adults, it's always the kids that get fucked. I mean, it's so important for children to have positive role models in their life, typically parental, and when it's the opposite of that, when you are like, you know, luckily they weren't there during all of that, you know what I mean? They just said a little. Have to imagine, you know, in a relationship that's gone on that long, multiple baby daddies, they've just been subject to some pretty fucked up shit, which they'll carry into adulthood and, you know, spend their life reckoning with. But that's not to say they can't grow up to be great. That's the beautiful part. Sometimes the silver lining of shitty parents is there are occasions where the children grow up to become incredible parents because they had a great example of exactly how not to be a parent. Which is best case scenario, and I hope that for these kids. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. As tragic as these are sometimes.
We went without a health plan for a long time. Having kids was definitely the game changer there. Now our plan gives us peace of mind for $0 a month.
New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov. Enroll by...
This is a gripping story put together by Dr. Insanity about a lover's quarrel turned deadly in the harrowing result of unbridled jealousy.
I don't know what happened. I just walked in on her. And I knew she was with her friend Colin.
Did you kill Mo?
No. I enjoyed this live with a glass or three of whiskey and a few of you guys, and here's the highlights if you missed it. All right, this is called Man Horrified After Learning Girlfriend's Evil Secret. Dr. Insanity cracked the YouTube code, and he just gets 1 billion views every time he uploads. So let's take a look at what he does, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, so